guys, welcome back to Vincefield Custom. So today I'm sharing with you a Sideshow Collectibles Blackcat premium format statue that was pretty much restored and customized for somebody. They were able to get this one fairly damaged and smashed up. So what we did is we pretty much put it together, which was mostly the base, the safe, and the figure. We took the cloth off, we customized it, and we tweaked some things here and there. So it's still a classic statue. I really do like this one. It's a lot of fun because it's got this safe. She's kind of just hanging at it. And it's kind of one of those items that if you really wanted to, you can add a lot of stuff to it. Even though it comes with a few things, you can just add more to it. So we have a couple extra elements here we'll go over and just kind of show you what's going on. But this one, I've done a few in the past before, which I painted them up more latex. But this one, they wanted more of like a satin silky finish. And we kind of did a little bit extra where I kind of added this kind of like corset design to her just to kind of change it up a little bit and have some fun. But still a great statue. I really like the sculpt, love the pose. Even the face sculpt is really great on it. So we'll probably go in here and just kind of go over how everything happened. So we'll start off with the base, especially the safe. So the person who sent this to me and got it, this whole door was smashed off. The twisting, I guess, safe thing that they had on there from original sculpt was all smashed up. These parts were broken off. All this was just a wreck. So what I did is I had to rebuild it. I had to add some metal rods into here so this can go. It still is removable. I did set it up where you can remove it, but it did have a lot of tweaking here and there. Now, one of the things we talked about was there is no way I was going to be able to rebuild all that smashed thing, because it's one of those things you kind of twist. There was no way I was going to do that. So we talked about it, and I said, why don't we try and do something a little bit different? I'll come up with a design in Illustrator. I'll look at a bunch of safes online, and then also kind of think about what it would look like in a comic book, just for fun. And we sent out the Illustrator file to my friend Meta John in Canada, and he was able to etch this out in a piece of resin for me. So this is just a basic piece of resin that I threw in a bucket. I don't know, like a 1/4 inch thick or so, or whatever. And he etched it out, and then I took it and I added onto it and painted it. It's just a basic, simple safe. It's nothing too crazy. You figure if Blackcat's going to go into a place and stuff, and steal a safe and open it up, she would be able to hack something like this. So the idea was a couple numbers with a little thumb pad thing probably right there, and this thing would probably like turn or do something. I don't know, something simple we came up with without going too crazy. I mean, you can make crazy elaborate stuff, but the amount of work just to rebuild this was insane. But I pretty much got through that point and we did it. So that worked out pretty well, and I gave it a different paint job. We kind of went more of like an old metal side, kind of worn out, even though it's got this, kind of modern look to it. Just something a little bit different, having fun. This right here is just a little Spider-Man mask I sort of made. It's kind of not the best sculpt in the world, but what it did is I rolled out some Aves on the ground. Not the ground, on a piece of a wax paper, and I kind of drew this out, and I did the eyes, and then what I did is I just kind of put it up on the corner. So it's basically something like, she's got a mask of Spider-Man hanging out on the thing. It's removable and whatever. Now, all the elements in here, we made up a couple, pearl necklaces. There's a couple gold necklaces. There's a little baggie here of diamonds and jewelry and stuff that, he could put in there. I decided not to take all that out and throw it in there just for the video. It's just something that he could do. He could put some of the diamonds on the base and stuff like that. Now, these right here, I did a picture on my Instagram. These are sculpted Spider-Man dolls. I don't know who really sculpted them. I forget who did it. So you could purchase, the STL files. So I'm not really sure where he got them, but he purchased 3 of them. And basically he says, can you paint up 2 and custom one into Venom? So I actually did one where my own little take on a Venom doll. So stuff like these are kind of cool. You could take these and you can add them to the base and put them around for fun. So that's kind of something that he can do. It doesn't have to go with this statue. You can go with any character that's a Spider-Man type character and run with it. Now, as far as the figure, we're kind of getting a little bit closer. We'll go over here about with her. So she has these weird bangs from Sideshow. They're kind of like glued in bangs. So what I did is I took those out and we gave it a nice good flow of hair kind of coming over the edge and just had some fun up in front. So we tweaked the hair a little bit there. A nice fresh paint job, skin tones, all new eye decals. We added a necklace with the diamonds on it. This is the original zipper from the statue, which I took off the cloth and we added it onto here. And you can see what I did with like this little corset design. Now the corset is sort of a 90% gray, while this is kind of like 100% black with some gunmetal in there to give it like a, you know, a little bit of a silkiness type of a look, satin. That's kind of what we were going for. I sculpted the fur on the arms, sculpted the fur up around the neck a little bit better than what was there originally, and then as you can see I added wrinkles to her outfit, and I sculpted all the fur at the bottom. Now we didn't touch the base was fine, he was happy with the way that is, so it's just a matter of rebuilding the safe, taking the cloth off, and just building this character back up. Other than that, it's pretty straightforward. Like I said, this is still a great statue. I still get people asking every once in a while to customize their black cat because they like this one a lot. It's a really great pose. Now, there was one thing that I think a lot of people might have an issue with their black cat, and it seems I have to fix it every time I work on one of these. This hand right here is like a soft, like this piece is like glued in or something separate because I think she has the gloves. I forget exactly the original one. And this resin here is very soft. So she sort of kind of leans back that way, and this hand sort of comes up off the base, and it seems like that's a lot of issue with them. So actually, after playing with this statue and sculpting it, I realized that this was really messed up. So I actually cut her wrist off. I put a metal rod in there, and I sort of rebuilt this area in here, because if I didn't do that, this hand would never be flat and she would never go flush into the base. Because what would happen is these fingers were actually hitting this trying to go in, so I had to kind of rework this so this way these fingers are actually touching the very side, but they won't break off now. Well, actually they're not really even touching, they're kind of close. But that's kind of what I had to do with that. So other than that, pretty straightforward. You know, if you could work out all these little wrinkles and you could add in all these little designs, you know, there underneath the arms, you know, the corset's sort of a little extra punch this time. You can see I added a little bit back there as well. And straightforward. The hair's got like that purple tint into her. She kind of fits with that good little purple tint for her hair. But as the fur on her outfit's got like a grayish blue in there. And that is pretty much it. So that is the Black Cat Sideshow Premium Format tweaked out, rebuilt, different safe door this time, and pretty straightforward custom. So like I always tell people, if you have an old statue that's damaged or broken, or maybe the fabric is getting torn or yellowing, you can bring that statue back to life if you want to get in there, dive into it, rip it out, and kind of tweak it up and repaint it. So let me know what you guys think. Thanks for watching, and we'll be back with some more videos.